In the hills of Virginia, buried 6 feet underground, there may be a fortune worth over $60 million. And here's the part that drives people insane. We have the directions to it. They're written down. Anyone can read them. We just can't understand a single word. Coming up, the mysterious stranger who walked into a Virginia hotel and vanished forever. The iron box that sat unopened for 23 years. The one code that got cracked and what it revealed. The men who spent their entire lives digging. Some who went broke. Some who never stopped. And the biggest question of all, is any of it even real? This is the story of the Beale Ciphers. Let's get into it. It starts in January 1820. A man named Thomas J. Beale checks into the Washington Hotel in Lynchburg, Virginia. The innkeeper, Robert Morris, notices him immediately. Beale is tall, dark-haired, striking, the kind of man people turn to look at. He's polite, he's well-spoken, and he clearly has money. He stays the whole winter. Everyone likes him. Then, in the spring, he rides off without saying where he's going. Nobody in Lynchburg has any idea who he actually is. 2 years later, Beale comes back. He spends another winter at the hotel, and this time when he's about to leave, he does something strange. He hands Robert Morris a locked iron box. He asks him to keep it safe. He says it contains papers that are extremely valuable to him and to several other men. And then he tells Morris not to open it unless he doesn't return within 10 years. A few months later, Morris receives a letter from Beale, sent from St. Louis. The letter says a friend will send Morris the key to understanding the papers in June of 1832. That key never came, and neither did Beale. He was never seen again. So Robert Morris waits. Not 10 years, 23. He keeps that locked box unopened for over 2 decades out of pure loyalty to a man he barely knew. 10 years pass, 15, 20, no letter, no Beale. Finally, in 1845, Morris opens it. Inside, he finds 2 letters written in plain English and 3 sheets covered in nothing but numbers. Hundreds and hundreds of numbers in long rows. No explanation, no key, just numbers. The letters explain everything and nothing. In them, Beale describes how in 1817 he and 29 other men went west on a hunting expedition and stumbled onto something extraordinary, a rich vein of gold and silver somewhere in the mountains north of Santa Fe. They mined it for months, then years. They ended up with an enormous amount of precious metal and a problem. Where do you keep a fortune like that in the 1820s? There are no banks you can trust with it, so they decided to bring it back east to Beale's home region and bury it. 2 trips, 1819 and 1821, loaded wagons rolling east across the country. And that's where the numbers come in. Beale wrote 3 coded messages. Cipher number 1, the exact location of the vault. Cipher number 2, what's actually in it. Cipher number 3, the names of the 30 men it belongs to and their next of kin. 3 codes, 3 secrets, and the key to all of them was supposed to arrive by mail in 1832. Morris spent the rest of his life staring at those numbers. He never solved a single one. In 1862, aging and out of time, he handed the whole thing to a friend. And that friend cracked one. After years of obsessive work, he had a breakthrough on cipher number 2. The system was simple once you saw it. Each number corresponded to a word in a specific document. Take the first letter of that word and you get your letter. The document Beale used? The Declaration of Independence. Number 73 means the 73rd word. Take its first letter. Do that hundreds of times and the message comes out. And what came out was staggering. Cipher 2 is an inventory. It says the treasure was deposited in Bedford County, about 4 miles from Beaufort's, in a vault 6 feet below the surface. Then it lists the contents. From the first deposit, over 1,000 pounds of gold and more than 3,000 pounds of silver. From the second, another 1,900 pounds of gold and 1,200 pounds of silver, plus jewels bought in St. Louis to make transport easier. Do the math at today's prices and you're looking at somewhere between $60 and $100 million, sitting in iron pots in a stone-lined vault 6 feet down. So the treasure has an inventory, it has a county, it even has a rough distance. What it doesn't have is a spot, because cipher number 1, the one that gives the exact location, has never been solved. Not by the friend, not by anyone since. And people have tried everything. They ran it against the Constitution, the Magna Carta, Shakespeare, the Bible, every historical document anyone could think of. Professional cryptanalysts have taken runs at it, so have computers. Nothing works. Cipher 1 just sits there, a wall of numbers that refuses to open. In 1885, the friend gives up and publishes everything. A pamphlet called The Beale Papers goes on sale, containing the whole story and all 3 ciphers. Most of the print run burns in a warehouse fire, but enough copies survive to set off a treasure hunt that has never stopped. For over a century, people have poured into Bedford County with shovels, picks, metal detectors, backhoes. Some brought dynamite. Some consulted psychics and astrologers. In 1989, the famous treasure hunter Mel Fisher, the man who found a sunken Spanish galleon worth hundreds of millions, came to Virginia convinced he'd pinpointed it. He dug near Goose Creek. He found nothing. He insisted afterward that he'd dug in the right place and that someone had already moved it. And the hunt got ugly. Landowners in Bedford County started finding holes blown in their fields, cattle stepping into pits and breaking legs. One resident described people firing warning shots at night to scare diggers off their property. And here's the detail that keeps it burning. Under Virginia law, whoever finds buried treasure gets to keep it, not the landowner. So the incentive to sneak onto someone's farm at 2 in the morning has never gone away. 200 years later, people are still out there in the dark, digging. So here's the real question. Is any of it true? Because there are serious problems with the story. Statistical analysis of the unsolved ciphers suggests the number patterns don't behave the way real encrypted English should. Some researchers say they look artificially constructed, like they were made to look like a code without actually being one. The word stampede appears in one of Beale's letters, but the word wasn't in common American use until decades later. Some believe the whole thing was a hoax invented in the 1880s to sell pamphlets. There's even a theory that Edgar Allan Poe wrote it. And a lot of people in Bedford County will tell you flat out it's a story. But then there's the other side. Because if it's a hoax, why is Cipher 2 a real, working, solvable code that gives a coherent, detailed inventory? Nobody fakes that level of work. Why go to the trouble of building a genuine Declaration of Independence cipher, solving it perfectly, and then attaching two fake ones? And why would a hoaxer include the one detail that makes the story hardest to profit from? That the treasure belongs to 30 men and their heirs, not to whoever finds it. 200 years on, nobody has proven either side. Which brings us to the part that gets under people's skin. This is the only lost treasure in America you could theoretically find without ever leaving your house. You don't need a boat, you don't need a metal detector, you don't need to trespass on a farm in Virginia at midnight. The location is written down, it's public. Anyone can look at cipher number 1 right now. It's just a list of numbers, waiting for the right document, the right key, the right idea. Some of the best code breakers on Earth have failed at it for 2 centuries. But so did everyone who looked at Cipher 2, right up until one man thought of the Declaration of Independence. $60 million in gold and silver, 6 feet under a Virginia hillside, guarded not by a curse, not by a muntin, but a puzzle. And it is still, to this day, unsolved. So, that's the Beale Ciphers. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think the treasure is real and still buried out there? Or was the whole thing a hoax from the start? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to see more single stories like this instead of countdowns, tell me, because I'm listening. If you made it this far, you're exactly who this channel is for. Subscribe to Untold 10, and I'll see you in the next one.